Times change, indeed. Remember those days when dial-up internet was the norm? The anticipation and frustration of that modem connecting sound are probably distant memories for us. Kids today, with their high-speed broadband and instant connectivity, might not even grasp the concept of patiently waiting for a web page to load. And what about the transition from flip phones to smartphones? We used to capture memories with disposable cameras and wait eagerly for film development. Now, the younger generation effortlessly snaps, edits, and shares photos within seconds. Entertainment has seen a drastic shift too. Video home system tapes and cassette tapes were our gateways to movies and music. Rewinding a cassette with a pencil or adjusting tracking on a video home system player might sound like ancient rituals to today's touchscreen-savvy youth. Gaming has undergone a revolution from pixelated screens and basic controllers to virtual reality and advanced consoles. Blowing into a game cartridge to make it work is a quirky memory for us, while instant downloads and seamless multiplayer experiences are the norm for the younger crowd. As we reflect on these changes, it's not just about technology, it's a journey through cultural shifts and societal changes. Fashion, music, and language have all evolved, contributing to the unique fabric of each generation's experience. So, let's explore the past together, where the artifacts of our youth are now relics, offering a peek into the ever-changing tapestry of time. Number 1. The TV test card. Turning on the TV late at night today reveals a landscape of reruns, 24-hour news, and a plethora of channels offering repeats of less than thrilling shows. It's a far cry from the simplicity of our bygone days. Back in our time, flicking on the TV meant being greeted by the iconic test card girl, her enigmatic smile, and a burst of vibrant colors. No endless scrolling through channels or checking program guides, just that screen. Today's kids might be baffled by the idea of a television showing anything other than their favorite on-demand content. The test card wasn't just a placeholder. It was a symbol of the time when television had a designated off-hours period. The calm yet captivating image was a reminder that the broadcast day had concluded, and the world was settling into a television-induced slumber. As we reflect on the TV test card, it becomes a nostalgic reminder of a simpler era in broadcasting. No constant streaming, no on-demand, just a test pattern, and the promise of a new day's programming. It's a testament to how technology has transformed our viewing habits, leaving behind the charming relics of television history. Number 2. Pagers or beepers. In today's world, reaching someone in an emergency is as simple as making a call to their mobile, ensuring you can get in touch with them no matter where they are. But cast your mind back to a time when mobile phones weren't ubiquitous, and suddenly the convenience we take for granted today was a luxury we didn't have. I remember my dad, a GP, always carrying around his beeper. It was like his lifeline to urgent medical calls. When that pager beeped, he knew it was time to rush to work and attend to a patient in need. It's a scenario that might seem alien to kids today, who are accustomed to instant communication through smartphones. Pagers, or beepers, were our connection to the immediate world before mobile phones took over. They were compact devices that allowed essential communication without the luxury of voice calls or text messages. The urgency conveyed by that distinct beep was a signal for action, often prompting a swift response. As we reminisce about the era of pagers, it's not just about the technology, but the sense of reliance and the role they played in specific professions. The evolution from beepers to smartphones is a testament to the rapid progress of communication technology, and it's intriguing to see how these small devices paved the way for the instant connectivity we enjoy today. Kids today might find the idea of a beeping device as the primary means of urgent communication a quaint and charming relic of the past. Number 3. Betamax Tapes. While some kids might still be familiar with the concept of video home system tapes, there's a charming nostalgia in the way my mum refers to watching a video, which nowadays means popping in a DVD or Blu-ray. However, there's a forgotten sibling of the video home system, Betamax, that many of today's kids might never have heard of. Back in the day, the battle between Betamax and video home system for home video dominance was real. Betamax tapes, though ultimately losing the format war, were the precursor to the video home system tapes we remember. They were these compact, rectangular cassettes that held a limited amount of video content. The rivalry between Betamax and Video Home System was like the video recorder version of the Betamax versus Video Home System of streaming services we see today. Betamax tapes had their own unique charm, and the aficionados of that time would passionately debate the superior quality of Betamax over Video Home System. It's amusing to think that the once groundbreaking technology is now relegated to the archives of nostalgia. The mention of Betamax tapes today might draw puzzled looks from the younger generation, who are accustomed to the crisp quality of digital streaming. Exploring the transition from analog tapes to digital streaming platforms is like unlocking a time capsule, revealing how our entertainment consumption has evolved over the years. So, next time my mum suggests watching a video, it's not just about the medium, but a nod to the era when Betamax tapes were part of our movie night rituals. Number 5. Mixtapes. Creating a personal soundtrack for life has never been easier with the convenience of carrying thousands of songs on your phone. However, back in the day, our pockets weren't music libraries, and the art of creating or receiving a mixtape was a special gesture that held a unique charm. Imagine the effort that went into curating the perfect mixtape. Each cassette tape could hold around 15 to 20 songs, and selecting the right tracks required thoughtful consideration. It wasn't just about the music. It was about expressing emotions, sharing memories, or simply creating a sonic journey for someone special. Mixtapes were more than a collection of songs. They were tokens of affection, exchanged between friends or significant others. The act of meticulously recording each track, often with pauses between songs to get the timing just right, added a personal touch that is hard to replicate in today's digital playlists. Interestingly, the resurgence of mixtapes in popular culture owes a nod to movies like Guardians of the Galaxy, where the mixtape becomes a pivotal element in storytelling. The retro allure of mixtapes, once considered relics of the past, has found a place in the hearts of a new generation. Number 6. Old school cameras with disposable flash. The evolution of cameras has been nothing short of remarkable, especially when we look back at the days of old school cameras with disposable flash. While kids today might recognize older cameras, the charm of these particular models would likely elude them. Picture this, a camera that isn't a sleek digital device, but a chunky, often colorful contraption with a disposable flash perched on top. The flash, a limited resource, could only be used 4 times before it needed replacement. The anticipation of capturing those precious moments was coupled with the strategic decision of when to use those flashes, making each photo a calculated endeavor. Kids today, raised in the era of unlimited digital photos and instant uploads, might find the concept of a disposable flash amusingly quaint. The physicality of winding the film after each shot, coupled with the delicate dance of turning the flash for optimal lighting, was an art form that preceded the point-and-shoot simplicity we enjoy now. These cameras were not just devices, they were memory-capturing companions on family vacations, birthday parties, and spontaneous adventures. The element of surprise, waiting for the film to be developed to see the outcome, added an extra layer of excitement and mystery to photography. Number 7. Floppy disks. The nostalgia-inducing floppy disks, those iconic storage devices that marked a bygone era in computing. Do you remember the days when the choice between 5.25 inches and 3.5 inches was a significant decision in the tech world's evolution? As technology progressed, so did the physical sizes of these floppy disks. The larger 5.25-inch disks were the predecessors, resembling flexible squares that held a limited amount of data. The later 3.5-inch disks, with their hard plastic casing, became the more compact and durable standard. But regardless of the size, both types served as the gatekeepers of our digital treasures. In today's world of sleek USB sticks and cloud storage, the once mighty floppy disks appear as relics of an ancient civilization to kids. These disks could store only a fraction of the information that a tiny USB stick can carry today. It's a fascinating journey to ponder how we used to manage our digital files with a handful of floppy disks, each one holding a piece of our digital world. The physicality of floppy disks, the mechanical click as they were inserted into the drive, and the suspense of waiting for them to load. These are memories etched in the minds of those who navigated the early days of personal computing. The contrast with today's storage solutions highlights the rapid progress of technology, making it both a testament to human ingenuity and a reminder of the humble beginnings of the digital age. So, the next time you come across a floppy disk, remember the era when these portable squares were the guardians of our digital secrets. Number 8. Record adapters. Vinyl records have made a remarkable comeback, with their nostalgic crackle and analog charm finding a renewed appreciation among music enthusiasts. However, in the vinyl era's heyday, there's a small, often overlooked accessory that played a crucial role: the record adapter. For kids today, the resurgence of vinyl might be familiar, but the quaint record adapters would likely be a mystery. Imagine this: some vinyl records, especially 45 revolutions per minute singles, were produced without a center hole. To play these records on a turntable, you needed a record adapter, a small circular piece that fit into the center, creating the necessary hole for the turntable spindle. These adapters were like the unsung heroes of the vinyl world, ensuring that every record could find its place on the turntable. Collectors and music aficionados often had a stash of these adapters, ready to transform any non-standard record into a playable masterpiece. In today's digital age, where music is just a click away, the need for record adapters might seem like an arcane practice. However, it's a delightful reminder of the quirks and nuances of analog technology. The process of placing the adapter, carefully lowering the needle, and hearing the warm crackle before the music started was a ritual that added to the overall charm of vinyl listening. Number 9. Encyclopedia Britannica. Raise your hand if you grew up with the Encyclopedia Britannica proudly displayed on your home bookshelf. Those hefty volumes were more than just reference books. They were gateways to knowledge, offering a world of information before the internet era. Kids today might find it amusing to imagine a time when turning to Google wasn't an option, and the Encyclopedia Britannica was the go-to source for homework and curiosity. The tactile experience of flipping through the alphabetically organized volumes, each packed with articles and illustrations, was a journey of discovery in itself. The Encyclopedia Britannica, often sold door-to-door or as a carefully curated set in bookstores, symbolized a commitment to learning. Families took pride in having this comprehensive collection, and children would embark on mini-adventures within its pages, exploring topics ranging from history to science to literature. In contrast to the instantaneous access to information today's kids enjoy, using the Encyclopedia Britannica required patience and a bit of detective work. It wasn't just about finding the answer, it was about immersing oneself in the wealth of knowledge each volume held. Number 10. Great Britain Road Atlas. Ah, the Great Britain Road Atlas. The trusty companion of many a traveler in the days before sat-nav became the go-to navigation system. Those thick, spiral-bound volumes were like treasure maps guiding us through unknown territories, and the sight of someone balancing one on their steering wheel while navigating a roundabout was a common scene. Before the era of GPS and digital maps, planning a road trip involved flipping through pages of the atlas, deciphering tiny road symbols, and meticulously tracing the route with a finger. Each page turned was a step closer to unraveling the road network, and the satisfaction of successfully plotting a course was a triumph in itself. Kids today, accustomed to the convenience of GPS apps, might be befuddled by the notion of navigating with a paper atlas. The idea of physically flipping through pages, struggling to fold the map back neatly, and squinting at small print for directions seems like a distant memory in the age of voice-guided navigation. The Great Britain Road Atlas wasn't just a map, it was a companion on the journey, sometimes doubling as a makeshift fan on warm days. The creases and wear and tear on its pages told tales of adventures, wrong turns, and unexpected discoveries. Number 11. Traditional alarm clocks. Getting up early today is a breeze. Just set the alarm on your phone, Fitbit or smartwatch, and you're good to go. But let's take a trip down memory lane to the not-so-distant past, when waking up on time required a trusty, albeit sometimes quirky, companion, the traditional alarm clock. Picture this, a sturdy clock with hands that ticked audibly through the night, and if you were lucky, it had a loud bell or an aggressive buzzing sound to jolt you awake. These clocks had character, often making your teeth chatter with their sudden, robust wake-up calls. However, the real charm was in remembering to wind the clock the night before. Forget to do it, and you were in for a rude awakening. Not because you overslept, but because the clock would inevitably run down 3 minutes before it was set to go off. For kids today, who are accustomed to the gentle tones of smartphone alarms, the notion of a teeth-chattering wind-up clock might seem like an artifact from a technological stone age. The tactile ritual of winding the clock, the suspense of waiting for the alarm, and the adrenaline rush when it finally went off were all part of the morning routine. Number 12. Corded phones with a dial. Remember those corded phones with a rotary dial? They were the antithesis of mobile phones, firmly rooted in one spot, with a cord that barely gave you any room to move around. If you were lucky, you could stretch about a meter away from the phone base. But let's talk about the art of dialing on these phones. It wasn't as simple as tapping a few buttons. It required precision and a bit of finesse. If you didn't spin the dial quickly enough or failed to rotate it all the way, the call wouldn't connect, and you'd have to start the dialing process anew. The dialing mechanism itself was an exercise in patience. That mechanical whir as the dial rotated, the satisfying click with each number, and the slight resistance of the dial returning to its starting position, all added to the unique experience of making a call. For today's generation, accustomed to touchscreen smartphones and voice-activated commands, the idea of using a rotary dial might seem like a primitive communication method. The tactile feel of the dial under your fingertips, the rhythmic motion of rotating it to select each number, and the anticipation as you waited for the call to connect. These were all part of the ritual of using these phones. As we marvel at the lightning-fast communication methods of today, let's not forget the humble corded phones with their rotary dials. They were more than just communication devices. They were relics of a simpler time when making a phone call required a bit of effort and a lot of patience. Number 13. Rolodexes. Organizing contacts today is a digital breeze. Just store them on your laptop, tablet, or mobile, and you're good to go. But let's rewind to a time when technology wasn't as compact and convenient, and businessmen relied on a tangible, desk-friendly companion for managing multiple contacts, the Rolodex. Imagine a rotating wheel on your desk, holding neatly arranged index cards with the essential contact information of clients, associates, and friends. This was the Rolodex, a business person's trusted ally in the pre-digital age. Each turn of the wheel revealed a new set of contacts, making it easy to locate and update information. The Rolodex was more than just a practical tool. It was a status symbol. A well-organized Rolodex spoke volumes about a person's network and professional connections. It was a tangible representation of a professional's social capital, meticulously curated and displayed on the desktop. Kids today, accustomed to the efficiency of digital contact management, might find the concept of a Rolodex charmingly analog. The tactile sensation of flipping through the cards, the occasional sound of the wheel clicking into place, and the satisfaction of finding the right contact without a search bar were all part of the Rolodex experience. Number 14. Physical phone books. In the age of instant information retrieval, finding a phone number is as simple as a voice command or a quick online search. But let's rewind to a time when getting a number required some physical effort and a bit of page-flipping magic. The era of physical phone books. Imagine this scenario. You need the number for your local McDonald's. Instead of asking a voice assistant, you had to get up from your seat, locate the hefty yellow pages, and navigate through its pages to find the right section. It was a tactile, hands-on process that required patience and a bit of alphabetical know-how. The Yellow Pages, with its distinctive yellow cover, wasn't just a directory. It was a treasure trove of contact information for businesses, services, and individuals. Each page contained a plethora of numbers, organized by category, making it an essential household item. For kids today, who are used to the immediacy of digital searches, the idea of a physical phone book might seem like a relic from a bygone era. The act of manually flipping through pages, the occasional challenge of deciphering handwritten entries, and the satisfaction of finally locating the right number were all part of the phone book experience. As we revel in the convenience of modern technology, it's worth a nostalgic nod to the Yellow Pages and its counterparts. They were not just directories, they were the original search engines, providing a tangible connection to the world outside our doors. So, the next time you effortlessly find a number online, remember the days when the Yellow Pages were the go-to source for contact information, and the art of searching involved more than just typing a query. Number 15. Fax machines. Fax machines were like the predecessors to email, allowing you to send physical documents over telephone lines to be printed out by the recipient. They were these bulky machines that held a unique place in the communication landscape before the digital age took over. Back then, owning a fax machine was a symbol of business prowess or affluence. They weren't cheap, so they were mostly found in offices or homes of the well-off. Sending a fax involved feeding a document into the machine, dialing the recipient's fax number, and hearing that distinct whirring and beeping sound as the pages transmitted through the telephone line. For kids today, accustomed to the lightning-fast communication of emails and instant messaging, the idea of faxing a document might seem archaic and mysterious. The concept of a physical document turning into electronic signals and re-emerging as a printed copy at the other end was both fascinating and bewildering. Moreover, the unmistakable sound of a fax tone. That peculiar series of beeps and crackles indicating a fax machine at the other end would probably perplex a modern-day mobile phone user. It would be like encountering a relic from a technological ancient world. Number 16. Dot matrix papers. Once upon a time in offices everywhere, a distinctive sound echoed through the halls, the rhythmic whirring and buzzing of dot matrix printers. These machines, with their unique impact printing technology, churned out reams of dot matrix paper, leaving behind a trail of documents with a pattern of neatly perforated holes along the edges. One of the primary applications of dot matrix printers was the generation of payslips. Picture this, the familiar scene in the payroll department, where these printers tirelessly produced line-by-line prints of payslips for every employee. The paper, with its telltale holes, served a crucial function beyond aesthetics. The magic lay in the perforations, not just random holes, but a well-orchestrated pattern. These holes facilitated the smooth movement of the paper through the dot matrix printer, ensuring precise alignment for each printed character. The result was a cascade of printed information, forming payslips and various office documents. For kids today, who are used to the crisp printouts of modern printers, the idea of dot matrix paper might seem like a relic from a technological, archaeological dig. The notion of a printer creating documents by mechanically striking an ink-soaked ribbon against the paper, leaving a trail of perforated edges, is a far cry from the silent efficiency of contemporary printers. The tactile experience of handling dot matrix paper, feeling the edges with rows of holes, and marveling at the intricate dance of the dot matrix printer were all part of the office ambience of yesteryears. As we embrace the sleek efficiency of today's printing technology, it's a nod to the era when dot matrix printers and their distinct papers were the unsung heroes of office documentation. Number 17. Dial-up internet. I still remember upgrading from a 28K to a 56K modem. That was so fast in the day. But now you can get speeds hundreds of times faster. And you had to use the phone line to connect, meaning no one could go on the phone whilst you used the internet. Kids today wouldn't know how to configure and connect a modem like this.